What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back. Very grateful that all of you clicked on this video, tuning in, because today I want to talk about rejection. Because a lot of people look at rejection with fear, right? And I understand that. I still have instances where I, fear rejection with different things in my life, but I've gotten more acclimated and more accustomed to welcoming rejection, right? It's not something that I'm not striving to be rejected, obviously, but at the end of the day, rejection is an opportunity to redirect yourself, right? Rejection should equal redirection in your mind. And what that means is you need to kind of reframe what rejection is going to mean for you, right? Reframe rejection and setbacks as learning opportunities, and see it as a way for a new pathway to open to a new possibility or a new opportunity, right? So if you can do this, it's going to be very hard to keep you held down, right? Just point blank simple. Because a lot of people, when they get rejected, whether it is in terms of a relationship or a job or school or any sort of goal that you're trying to achieve, people usually cower a little bit, right? They fold under pressure, and they fold when they feel like they're not good enough. And if you haven't been rejected already with that attitude, you most likely will be, because you can't just cower in the moment and feel so afraid of rejection. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at things with a logical lens, right? And in most situations, when you face rejection, it's not the end of the world. And it's most likely not the end of the world that you're even participating in, right? I'll give you a good example. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team when he was a freshman. And he tried out again, the next year, and made the team. So in that situation, he could have said, hey, I didn't make the team. That's it for me. Let me wrap it up, right? But instead, he refocused, took that setback as motivation, and turned into, one of, if not the greatest basketball player of all time, right? What would the world be like today if Michael Jordan never tried to go back at it and tried out for that team again? Seriously, what would the world look like, right? You wouldn't even have the Jordan brand sneakers. There would be so much of a different, culture around basketball, just because this guy, would have decided to let the rejection really sit with him and, make him feel like he wasn't good enough. So, if that's not reason enough to go at something again, despite being rejected maybe the first time or maybe the first couple of times, then, I don't know what is. I don't know what's a better story for you. But another thing is that when you feel like you're getting rejected at something or you're facing a rejection, it's not always that you have to go back and do the exact same thing, right? Like the example with Michael Jordan, he went back and he did the exact same thing. He trained a lot harder, I would imagine, in order to make that team the second time around. But let's say, you love basketball. I can use myself as an example here, right? I love basketball, right? When I tried out for my high school teams, I got cut 2 years in a row. Okay, and I would practice all summer long, year round. I was practicing. I would go outside in the snow. I would play with gloves on because it was so cold. I was really dedicated, right? And it just didn't work out. But what happened was when I got to college, I started playing with the guys at my school. The program on my school was D1. And I would play with them, at the gym, after they had practice. We'd play intramurals with some of the guys. And I got a lot better at basketball. I wound up being a manager and a practice player for the team my, last semester in school, just for fun, right? I just love basketball. So I was like, let me do that. And now, I've turned it into, my main channel. I do a lot of basketball content, right? So that, in my sense, is also a form of redirection, right? I got cut from the team. I didn't let it deter me from pursuing something that I love. And even though I'm not, a professional basketball player, You know, I still love basketball, so I want to do something with basketball. So what's the next best thing I can do? I can make some content talking about basketball, right? So there's plenty of examples that I could run down the list. And it just is, you have to learn how to welcome rejection, right? If someone tells you that you're not good enough, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, prove them wrong, right? Show them that you can do what you want to set out to do, right? Because there's so many stories that people have, you know, when they hit 40, 50, 60 years old, and they just have all these regrets. And you don't want to have regrets when you get older. You want to be able to say that you gave it your all, and even if it didn't turn out exactly how you wanted, you still pursued and went through the motions and did everything you had to do to get to the point that you needed to be at, right? And you got the best outcome possible. That's what you have to remember, is that you're striving to get the best outcome possible. And that's really it, man. You just got to keep it pushing. You got to keep doing your thing. You just got to keep your head high. And regardless of what somebody says, doesn't matter, right? Like my basketball coach, the one that cut me my freshman year, he basically told me to my face the day before the final cuts that I was going to make the team, right? He was like, hey, you keep doing what you're doing, you know, you're going to be on this team, right? And I was hyped. I was ecstatic. Next day we go to tryouts. You know, it's the final tryout. They got to cut, I think, like 2 or 3 more guys. And I had a good day. You know, I didn't think I played poorly at all. And I was the final cut. He cut a couple guys before me. There was a couple people left that had to get called in to know whether or not they made the team. And I was the last guy that he cut. And that broke me. Like, that really, really hurt. You know, as a 15-year-old kid, I was devastated. I was like, I worked so hard for this. I deserve to be on that team. And the funny part was that team, you know, they went like 2-15 that season. So I think I probably would have been able to help that team be a little bit better. But, you know, it's in the past. But that's what I'm saying, dude, is like, just because someone says you're not good at something doesn't mean that they know what's good for you or what's good for their, you know, goal that's going on, right? If this dude really knew what was good for him, he would have picked the dude that was working all summer long to be on that team rather than some dude that doesn't know even how to play basketball. He was just a couple inches taller than me, right? Maybe then he wouldn't have went 2-15 that season. But it is what it is. We're at where we're at, and I'm grateful for having that experience, because without that experience, I don't think I would be as good at receiving, you know, negativity or rejective commentary as I am today. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I post videos on YouTube. A lot of people on YouTube will, you know, hate on my opinion, say that I'm wrong, say that I'm dumb, say that I'm stupid. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because I'm doing what I love to do. And as long as you're doing what you love to do, don't let someone else tell you that you can't do it. So that's all I got, guys. Remember that rejection just means redirection. It's not the end of the line. So keep it pushing. I love you all. Hope you're all doing well. And that's it, guys. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what it is and what's up. What'd you think about the video? I'm going to catch you later, man. Stay up, stay blessed, stay safe, stay humble, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.